Welcome back to Module 2, Planning and Preparation. You are listening to Video 4, How to Create a Realistic Travel Budget. Imagine a traveler sitting in a bar with their friends. They grab a napkin and a pen and they start planning their dream trip. They scribble down, okay, a hostel in Thailand is $10 a night. Street food is $2, so that's $12 a day. Times 30 days, wow, I can live in paradise for $360 a month. They feel like a genius. They buy the ticket. They land in Bangkok. And then reality hits. They realize they forgot about the $40 taxi from the airport. They forgot about the $30 tourist visa. They didn't account for the travel insurance, the toothpaste, the sunscreen, the SIM card data plan, or the occasional beer with new friends.
Welcome back to Module 2, Planning and Preparation. You are listening to Video 4, How to Create a Realistic Travel Budget. Imagine a traveler sitting at a bar with their friends. They grab a napkin and a pen and they start planning their dream trip. They scribble down, okay, a hostel in Thailand is $10 a night, street food is $2, so that's $12 a day. Times 30 days, wow, I can live in paradise for $360 a month. They feel like a genius. They buy the ticket, they land in Bangkok, and then reality hits. They realize they forgot about the $40 taxi from the airport. They forgot about the $30 tourist visa. They didn't account for the travel insurance, the toothpaste, the sunscreen, the SIM card data plan, or the occasional beer with new friends. By week 2, they have blown through their entire monthly budget. By week 3, they are panic calling their parents or looking up how much it costs to change their flight to go home early. Most people treat a budget like a constraint, like a pair of handcuffs. But in the nomad world, a budget isn't a constraint. It is a map. It is the only thing that keeps you free. Today, we are going to fix the napkin mistake. We are going to build a realistic travel budget. Not a fantasy budget, but a data-driven financial plan that will keep you on the road for as long as you want. I'm going to show you the exact tools I use to research costs, the categories you're definitely forgetting, and I'll walk you through a real-world comparison of what it costs to live in Southeast Asia versus Europe. So, if you can, open a blank document or get a notebook. We are about to crunch some numbers. The first step in building a bulletproof budget is understanding the difference between startup costs and running costs. Rookies mix these up. They lump everything into one big pile of money, but you need to separate them. These are the things you pay for before you even step on the plane. They are one-time expenses. You need to save for these on top of your monthly travel fund. Think about your gear, that 40-liter backpack, the lightweight laptop, the noise-canceling headphones. These are investments. Think about your health. If you're going to tropical regions, vaccinations are not cheap. A course of rabies or Japanese encephalitis shots can cost $500 or more depending on your country. Think about insurance. You usually pay this as a lump sum for the year up front. And finally, visas. Some countries require you to pay for your visa application before you arrive. List these out, calculate the total. That is your ticket to ride. Once you pay it, it's done. This is what we are focusing on today. In the business world, this is called your burn rate. It is the amount of money you need to burn through every single month just to survive and thrive. So how do you figure out your burn rate for a country you've never visited? Do not guess, and do not trust a blog post from 2019, because inflation happens fast. You need real-time data. There are 2 tools I use for every single trip. The first tool is Numbeo.com. That is Numbeo.com. Think of it like the Wikipedia for cost of living. It relies on user-submitted data from thousands of people living in cities all over the world. You can type in Chiang Mai or Medellin or Lisbon, and it will give you granular data. It tells you the price of a cappuccino, the price of a 1-mile taxi ride, the cost of a monthly gym membership, and the price of a loaf of bread. It's incredibly detailed. I use this to estimate my daily living costs, food, transport, and coffee. The second tool is for accommodation, Airbnb and Hostel World. But here's the trick. Don't search for tomorrow. If you search for accommodation for tomorrow, you're seeing last-minute prices, which are often desperate deals or leftover expensive rooms. Instead, search for dates 6 months from now. Search for the high season and the low season. This gives you a realistic baseline of what rent will actually cost you. Now that we have the data, let's build the budget itself. I use a modified version of the famous 50-30-20 rule, but I've adapted it specifically for the nomad lifestyle. Imagine a spreadsheet with 3 main sections. Section 1 is your essentials. These are the bills you have to pay no matter what happened that day. Obviously, the biggest one is accommodation. Are you staying in a hostel dorm for $15 a night or a private studio for $40? Then you have transport. This isn't your flight to the country. This is your Uber from the airport, your Metro Pass, or your scooter rental. Then connectivity. You cannot work without internet. Budget for your local SIM card and your VPN subscription. And don't forget storage and debt. Do you have a storage unit back home with your winter clothes in it? Do you have student loans? Do you have a Spotify subscription? These are ghost costs that follow you around the world. Include them here. Now, Section 2 is lifestyle. This is where budgets go to die. This is where people lie to themselves. First, food. Be honest with yourself. Are you really going to cook pasta in a tiny hostel kitchen every single night? No, you're traveling. You will want to try the local food. You will want to go for dinner with friends. Budget for eating out at least once a day. Next, co-working. Coffee shops are great, but sometimes you need a dedicated desk and silence to get work done. A membership might cost $150 a month. And experiences. If you go to Peru and you can't afford to see Machu Picchu because you are too budget, what was the point of going? I always allocate $200 to $300 a month specifically for fun and adventures. And finally, Section 3. This is the most important line item on the sheet. I call it the "oh shit" fund. Things go wrong on the road. They just do. You will miss a bus, you'll get food poisoning and need to book a nice hotel room with a private bathroom for 3 days to recover. You will drop your phone and crack the screen. If your budget is tight, if you have calculated exactly down to the last dollar, one of these accidents will ruin you. So, I add a flat 20% buffer to my total estimated budget. If I calculate I need $1,500, I actually budget for $1,800. If I don't spend that extra $300, great, it goes into my savings account. But if I do need it, I'm not stressed. I'm prepared. Now, I know that listening to me list numbers might make your head spin. You might be thinking, I don't know how to set up these formulas in Excel. You can build this spreadsheet yourself from scratch using the categories I just gave you, or you can just steal mine. I know staring at a blank Excel sheet is intimidating. That's why inside the Budget Nomad membership, I've uploaded my personal master savings tracker and budget template. It has all the formulas built in. It helps you calculate your daily allowance based on the country you choose. It even tracks your savings progress before you leave so you know exactly which date you can afford to quit your job. It's the exact tool I used to plan my first 2-year trip around the world. If you want to skip the math and just get to the planning, check the link in the show notes or description to join the membership and download it instantly. Now that we know how much money you need, the next step is finding it. In the next episode, I'm going to give you 10 ways to save money before you hit the road. We're going to talk about cutting expenses, selling your stuff, and some extreme hacks to slash your bills at home so you can buy that plane ticket sooner. Get your calculator ready, and I'll see you in the next session.